It started as a dream, or at least that's what Rachel told herself. Every night at 3:03 a.m., she woke up to a sound, a faint whispering, so low it barely registered. It came from within the walls of her old Victorian house, a house she inherited but never wanted. At first, Rachel thought it was the pipes. Houses this old always groan and creak, right? But the whispers, they had words. Help us. She told herself it was her imagination. The wind, the way the house settled. But night after night, the whispers grew louder, clearer, more desperate. One night, unable to ignore it any longer, she pressed her ear to the cold, peeling wallpaper. The voices were louder there. "We're here, trapped." Rachel's heart pounded. She wanted to pull away, but something held her in place. The whispers morphed into something else, low, guttural sobs. She could hear them crying. The next morning, Rachel called her best friend Maya. "It's just stress," Maya said with a laugh. "You've been working too much. Take a break." Rachel wanted to believe her, but deep down she knew it wasn't stress. She spent the day tearing apart the room, checking vents, tapping the walls, even ripping away some of the wallpaper. Nothing, just wood and plaster. But when the clock struck 3:03 a.m., the whispers returned, louder, closer, and this time they weren't just pleading. "She's here, watching, she knows." Rachel decided to dig into the history of the house. Old records revealed something chilling. In 1892, a family of 5 lived there, the Harrisons. They disappeared without a trace. Neighbors reported strange sounds coming from the house, but no one dared investigate. The house had been sold and resold, passed down like a cursed relic. She found an old photograph tucked into a dusty record book. A family standing stiffly in front of the house. But their eyes were scratched out. Rachel was done ignoring it. That night, at 3:03 a.m., she armed herself with a flashlight and a crowbar. The whispers guided her this time. They led her to the basement, a place she rarely visited. The air was thick, damp, suffocating. The flashlight flickered as if protesting her presence. Shadows danced along the walls, and the whispers became deafening. Rachel found herself standing before an old, rotting door. It was nailed shut, but the wood was splintered as though something had tried to claw its way out. She pried the door open. Behind it, the smell hit her first, rotting, putrid, suffocating. Her flashlight illuminated a narrow passage, the walls scratched and clawed. And then, she saw them. Skeletons, 5 of them. Tightly packed into the narrow space, their mouths wide open as if frozen mid-scream. Before she could move, the whispers stopped, silence. Then, a voice, deep, raspy, and human, spoke from the darkness behind her. "You shouldn't have opened the door." Rachel turned, but the flashlight died. Something cold gripped her ankle, yanking her to the ground. She screamed, clawing at the dirt, but the grip was relentless. She was dragged into the passage, into the darkness, into the whispers. The last thing she heard before the door slammed shut behind her was a child's voice, soft and chilling. "Now you'll stay, with us, forever."